Hello, everybody. My name is Brad Walsh. For those of you who don't know me, I am the host, founder, and producer of the Empowerography podcast platform, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women. I've interviewed over 700 women. I've published 650 episodes, and the Empowerography podcast is globally rated in the top 2%. Welcome, everybody. This is Beyond the Mic, episode 8. Today, I am going to be speaking about overcoming and dealing with imposter syndrome as a podcaster. Now, I'm going to be completely vulnerable, open, honest here. I suffer and still suffer from time to time from imposter syndrome. And that's in multiple areas in my photography work, in my work as a podcaster. So we are not, none of us are immune to suffering from imposter syndrome. And around the podcast specifically, when I first started my podcast, it'll be 5 years this year, 5 years ago, I thought to myself, well, who am I to start a podcast? What do I have to talk about? Who's going to want to listen to me talk? What do I have to say that's of value or can give value to someone? So those are some of the questions. And I know that some of you probably deal with the same kind of things, but I'm here to tell you that you can get past it and it is possible to overcome it. I mean, I'm 650 episodes in now, 5 years later in my journey. Imposter syndrome shows up for everybody. That little voice in your head whispering, who am I to do this? All of these things. It's a sign that you are putting yourself out there and stepping into something bigger than yourself, right? It's okay. So instead of trying to tamp it down and ignore it, acknowledge it, realize and be aware that it's there, but it's not going to run you. It's not going to run the show. Reframe self-doubt as a sign that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because staying in your comfort zone, nothing grows. You're not going to grow. You're not going to expand. You're not going to evolve as a podcaster. It's tough. There's lots of areas in the podcast too where you think, oh my gosh, tech is so overwhelming. I don't know anything about tech. I don't know how to interview somebody. What am I going to talk about in every episode? All of these things come up, but that's okay. You have to look at it, accept it, let it go through you, let the feelings go through you, and move through it and realize that this is your step into growth. You're trying something new. You're not going to be an expert at it right off the hop, and that's okay. Listen, if I went back, and I haven't done this, and I probably should as a little reminder for myself, if I went back and listened to my first, say, 8 episodes, I would probably cringe when I went back and listened to them. I never, ever liked the sound of my own voice. I couldn't stand listening to myself on recordings, voice notes, whatever it was. I hated the sound of my own voice. Now I've grown to like it. I've grown to be comfortable with it. I've grown to, I wouldn't say enjoy it, but I've gotten more comfortable with it. So instead of thinking that, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not ready to start a podcast, I'm not ready to do this, how about you flip the script on that or flip the narrative and say, I'm going to learn and grow into this? That mindset shift alone can take you from feeling stuck to empowered. And how powerful is that? Right? Now, listen, it doesn't have to be perfect. Life is messy. Things are messy. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect at this. Your first episode is not going to be perfect, or your first 5 for that matter are not going to be perfect. But as long as you can look back and see improvement over the course of those 5 episodes, those 10 episodes, those first 20 episodes, whatever it is, then you should be okay with that because you can see that you're improving, you're growing, you're expanding. Ask yourself, did I add value? Did I bring value to someone's life? Did I help someone feel seen and heard today? That's what matters. Your audience isn't showing up to listen to you for a perfectly produced podcast episode. They're showing up because it's you and you are authentic. So give yourself the permission to be real, to make mistakes, to stumble, and to learn as you grow, because that's okay. That's how we learn. Now, here are I'm going to give you a few tips to kind of deal with the imposter syndrome. Instead of looking at the things as a negative, oh, I don't know how to do tech, I don't understand tech, ask for help. And then when you do get the grasp of it, when you do, hey, I learned how to use this mic, celebrate that. Celebrate the little wins, right? You got your first download on your first episode that you put out. Celebrate it. You landed your first guest on your podcast. Celebrate it. That is a huge win. You finished an episode, even though you doubted yourself. That is a huge win. Write them down. Put them somewhere visible. Put post-it notes, sticky notes on your computer, on your wall in your office, and look up at those when you get that feeling of imposter syndrome or doubt that creeps in. Another tip I can give you is be grateful. Have gratitude. Shift your mindset from what if this isn't good enough? What if this isn't perfect? To I'm grateful that I get to share my voice and I get to shine a light on a guest and share their story. I'm spotlighting them, and that can help someone, right? Gratitude and fear cannot coexist. So lean into the gratitude side of it. Remember, again, if you've never done this before, give yourself grace. Be gentle with yourself. Podcasting is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a journey. It takes time to grow and build your podcast, to get comfortable behind the mic. It's not a one and done event, but I want you to remember to celebrate the small wins, the little progress. Don't worry about perfection. And remember, every single podcaster did not jump into this as an expert. They started exactly where you are right now, with a microphone, a message, an idea, and a whole lot of courage. Believe me, it takes a lot. I know. I've been there. It takes a lot of courage, for sure, to do this, to put yourself out there like this, to put your voice out into the airwaves. But I believe in you. I see you, and you can do this. I know you can. So if you've been thinking about it, jump in and do it. You've got this. Reach out and ask for help. You can reach out to me and ask for help. I'll put the link above the video here. You can book a call with me. I'd be happy to hop on a call with you and help you in your podcasting journey. I'm also going to put a link here for you to sign up for my wait list. I am starting a program called Start Your Own Podcast from Idea to Implementation in 90 Days or Less. I will help you on your podcasting journey. We can't do this alone, so I'm here to help you and support you. If you sign up for the wait list, there'd be a $200 discount on the course. I would love to see you in the course. Book a call. Put your name on the wait list. There are benefits to signing up for the wait list. I would love to have you. I hope that this resonated for someone today. I hope it hit home for someone today. And I hope that maybe I helped you over that hump of imposter syndrome and starting to believe in yourself. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you found this message and content valuable. I'll see you next week for episode 9 of Beyond the Mic. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in.